details in the murder of adorable 8-year-old Robert Manwill. And now the Idaho Statesman reporting a series of stunners. CNN cannot independently confirm published reports that the boyfriend, who may have been watching over Robert the evening he vanished, who has a long rap sheet, this boyfriend, has now been checked into a treatment center for an undisclosed reason. Stacey Honowitz, what do you make of it if it's true?
Well, he doesn't want to be questioned or asked anything else. Now he wants to be, be kind of absent from the investigation. And certainly if they're ever going to charge him with something, with a homicide, if there is evidence, that he's setting up some kind of mental defense. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yes.
So
And he could be racked with guilt, but that could be because he wasn't taking good enough care of the child and something happened, or it could be because he did something. But while we're on the subject of the emotional aspect of this, can I just say that tomorrow night, Friday night, there's going to be a community memorial for Robert, which is great. It says something good about America, that people who didn't even know him want to come out and express their condolences and everything. But I just wish that people would get that fired up before these things happen and change the system so that we've got child protective services that actually prevent more of these.
You're not going to be able to. You're never going to be able to. Every time we're on one of these shows and we talk about these cases, we talk about, child protective services. They're overworked and they're underpaid.
We're spending billions to buy people's clunkers. We're spending billions of dollars on people's clunkers.
I'm telling you, the bottom line is, if you work in that system and I'm not justifying it because I'm in it and I see it every day. But sometimes they have a theory, and their theory is reunification. That's what they strive to do.
Reunification with a mom who cracked the child's skull?
If we have billions of dollars for clunkers, we've got enough money to improve child protective services.
Over the years, I've seen one clear problem with child services.
All right, hold on. Mike Gaynor, go ahead.
Over the years, I've seen one clear problem with child services. Although they are, as Stacey says, overworked and underpaid, they're poorly staffed in most cases. They don't have criminal investigators or experienced investigators working
Mike,
in a lot of these
that's
outfits.
what we're saying. What Brian Russell and I are saying is, instead of putting all of our nation's resources into incarcerating more people than any other country in the planet, why not take some of those resources and put it into prevention so that parents aren't flying blind, and
Sounds
also
like an idea to me.
Make these child service agencies actually capable of functioning in the best interest of these children. Curtis.
Jane, I'm going crazy here. We have the witness protection program for the worst degenerates in the world, people who have killed. We take care of them. We get them houses, we resettle their families, we oversee them. They are degenerates, they are enemies of society. Here, children, vulnerable, our greatest natural resource. And you're going to tell me that a child caseworker with just basic common sense couldn't figure this out? I don't want to hear that they're understaffed, they're overworked. This is common sense.
How many times have you seen that? We are always talking about caseworkers that oversee these cases, and what happens?
And common sense is not common.
It's society's disregard of children. This mom got a $75.50 fine after cracking the little boy's skull.
Where's the common sense there? Unfortunately, common sense is not as common as it should be.
Yeah, after defense of the country, what's more important for the government to be doing than protecting kids?
Well, how do you do
Nothing.
that?
Nothing. There's nothing more important.
It's simply said, but not as easily done. I mean, there are so many inherent problems in something like this. We don't know where these cases are going to come from. Sometimes they're first-time actions taken by a parent who lost themselves emotionally. Look at this horrible situation with the car accident where a woman kills 8 people while she's drinking and perhaps smoking marijuana at the same time. I mean, no common sense involved in something like that, and there was no indication in advance that she was capable of doing something like that.
Well, yeah, and by the way, we're going to cover that story in depth later on the show, and especially tomorrow, because the commonality between that story, this story, and so many others is toxic secrets. What is on the outside, what somebody, a parent, presents to the world is different than what's going on behind the scenes.
Exactly.
And that is a double life. And that is a big, big source of problems in our society. It's one of the reasons why we can't stereotype and say, oh, a bad mother looks like this, or a good mother looks like this, Mike Gaynor.
Exactly. There's no
but Jane, all the signals were here. I mean,
in
they
this
were
case,
putting
they
up
were.
the red flags.
Yeah,
Both of these people in the house were dysfunctional, and we put the children back into the belly of the beast. We are at fault for this. Government dropped the ball on this.
All right, well, a big thanks to our fantastic panel. Fiery debate. We're going to stay on top of that story all